Bonjour, hello and welcome to MaxMountainWorld. Just out for a walk up the mountain. I've been trying to push myself to do this for a while, but the weather's not been that great for it. It's nothing brilliant today, but better than it has been. So just thought I'd take a wander up, see how far I can get on the snow and stuff, or off the snow more at the point, and just see what's going on, see what's up here. I've already found one thing, so I'll go and have a look at that in a minute. So just above Les-Orres 1800 at an altitude perhaps of about 1900 now. And you can see here I'm on a sort of south facing slope, so this is well melted, easy to walk on. But I'm right next to a piste, and because the piste was always thickened up and prepared with man-made snow before the real snow arrived, it holds on for longer. And that's the problem, is trying to get across these places, especially if they're steep. Now looking across the next little valley over, you can see the other side of that is it's more or less clear as snow. Just a few odds and ends in the shady bits of the trees. But down below it, just to the right there, you can see on the other side, yeah, it's starting to get shady, starting to get snowy. So crossing over, if I want to sort of go across that way, then I've got an easy bit, then a potential difficult bit. I've got to kind of plan my route according to how I know the mountain. So let's go and have a look and see what I found here. So I'm just standing next to the pylon of one of the original ski lifts out of the top end of the resort here. You can see a two-seater. This lift's actually been the subject of many intros in my skiing videos, and it heads up towards just above where the other two main six-seater lifts are. That little box up there is the arrival point, and it kicks off down just to the left of where my fingers were there. Have a little look in and see, and yeah, we've got this bridge, a walkie bridge, which takes you down to the main station, and down to the left there, just below where that sign is where this chairlift starts. Now I have noticed that if I go walking near the edge, they've cut away all the trees next to it. Big massive area all the way down here, right the way down. I think this is the preparation for the new lift that's going in. A lot of these trees landed up down in the parking area down there. They've taken strips off the bark side of the trunks, obviously for using in some kind of ornate form in chalets or something like that, I don't know. But it's all been redone as if looks like they're building a new one right next to this. Maybe not. That being the case, almost certain that they'll be getting rid of these ones. This lift will be getting replaced. I don't know what else is happening. I've yet to be informed of all that. We're going to look up the mountain just now and see if we've got a cloud coming in. We've had a fairly blue skyish type of morning, a little bit of wind about, but we've had a few snowfalls the last few days. You can see at the side of this snow ahead of us what the original colour of it was, but because the snow is cold, when the snow comes, it lands on the ground and melts, but it lands on top of the snow there, and it's still beautifully white. A little bit of a view check across over to our north-ish. Behind Crevu, you can see some of the snows of the last couple of days are actually sticking on the south face of that. Heading round to the left, and we come over to Parc des Écrins, the range of mountains north of us. That's more or less north as we're speaking just now, and it's getting a little bit hazy up there. And of course, heading round towards the west just now, up above the mountain next is here. All seems okay, but I'm watching these clouds. Normally our systems, and when I checked earlier, the next system's coming in from that direction, southwestish, southwest to southwest, and that's where I'm going to be watching. It's not what the weather's doing, it's what it's changing that's so important. And it's not just a case up the mountains of, oh, I might get a bit wet if it rains, or I might get a bit cold or whatever. The weather changes so rapidly and so dynamically here that it can get downright dangerous up there. especially if you end up somewhere open where you don't have anywhere to retreat if the weather does turn on you, and you're up the side of somewhere like that. It'd be kind of difficult if the weather changed. My next thing is to try and plan my way through this lot without walking too much in the snow. 2 or 3 times more effort to walk on the snow, especially when you're going uphill. Downhill, more chance of falling and stuff. So I've got a little bit round the right here. I might be able to go up and just see what's up there. So working round from more or less the east direction, we'll start off at Busselec Mountain. We'll have a bit closer look at some stuff. Now forgive me if there's a bit of wind noise up here. The wind does get up from time to time, which is another indication of bad weather arriving immediately, as if it starts getting very, very blowy. So so we look down here. Straight in front of me here we have one of the restaurants, the lower level one, 1930 metres or something I think it is, and their own preferred transport, which is these damming machines, pieced machines. They have to have their blades and everything, because these are used primarily for uploading goods or bringing up goods and staff and things, and they can't just, you can see the tracks on the left, that would just annihilate the pistes for skiers and stuff, so they have to prepare them on their way when they're actually transporting around. And we've got another one over to the left here as well, a little bit parked up behind. That belongs to one of the other restaurants, but because we're at the bottom of the snowy level here, they've kind of brought it up here, I think, just so that they can be using that for future works as the snow recedes. Now that's one of the pylons of this lift that's under question mark. Head round, and again just looking at the back of the mountains behind Crayview, and you can see how a little bit of snow last night must have beaten into the valleys there, but the actual mini little couloirs, corridors up there, you can see the south facing bits are melted. The north facing parts, or the non-south facing, they're still covered in snow, and there's still some whitey outy bits at the top as well. So we'll just head round, and beyond that little mountain range next to us we have the Parc des Écrins. Nothing like parking up to take a phone call, eh? Okay, so another method of transport there, and back to the Parc des Écrins. Looking more or less north here, and the mountains behind Puy-Saint-Vincent. On a clear day you can actually make out the top lifts up there, but obviously it's a bit not clear, it's clear in places, but a lot of cloud formations happening over the top there. And of course going back a wee bit there, down below us, about 1100, no, about 1300 metres, 1400 metres, that's Les-Orres chef-lieu, which is the administrative part of the area on the other side of the valley there. So heading back over, sorry for wind, I can feel it happening, can't do anything about it except shout closer to the camera. And we've got behind Embrun up towards Rialon, where I've been before a few times. And then in the very, very far distance there, we have the mountains behind Devilwee to the left of us, just as they join into the Black Mountain on the left. What I was going to say was 1100 metres. Below us is Ombrang, our town down the mountain as it were. Completely devoid of snow down there. The facing us there, incidentally, that's more or less south facing, because I'm looking north to the right of where I was where I started this particular area. And that snow line is significantly above us in height and altitude, just because it is south facing. We're across on the left here. There's people scooting about and all sorts of things, and quads, racing quads, bikes. There's all sorts of things up here today, and that's the playground in there, the forest in there. Straight ahead of us, centre screen, I had a location there once where I took all the radio gear up. Had some fantastic fun. Put a link to the video on the top right of the screen now. I'm just heading further round. This is sort of north facing. It's below us, so it's still holding a bit of snow, even though it's bits been melted, bits have avalanched, and yeah, wind's getting up, which is a sign that this lot could be about to drop something. It's gone very, very grey. This is the two-seater lift I suspect will be getting replaced. Now, I don't think it's going to run parallel. I think it's going to slightly cross over to our left there to come up here. It's going to start off at the bottom slightly to our right, because the reason why I'm saying that is more evidence of tree cutting and stuff going on. And with me at the arrival point of this lift, I think it's going to be stopping off up there. I think they're going to be fabricating a nice base for it, and that's where it's all going to land up. It'll basically come up here and then level off to head into an arrival station there. That's what it looks like. I don't know. It's just a bit of prediction on my behalf, but maybe it'd be even something that happens down the bottom here. I don't know. Again, I will find out information soon. And as soon as I find out information, there's more videos to come on this all. The old Speedline vehicles come back again, and that's another thing I'm on the lookout for here as well. Again with a little bit of wind noise, but this is it. I'm just above where I was. I'll go back down there and do the finish up, but you could see the problem. I don't want to walk down on snow. These vehicles 4x4s on studded tyres and everything, they're no problem. So with the temperature drop, with blue, pink, purple hands, with this cloud stuff coming in from the general direction of where everything comes from, I think it's time to turn tail and head back. That's the difference that can occur in a matter of a few minutes. So I'm going to take a little wander around here for 5-10 minutes, and then I'm going to head down, taking a slightly different route down. So if I see anything, I'll put it in the outro after this. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, click the subscribe button, click on the alert bell for notifications of further uploads from Max Mountain World. So until the next video, again, thanks very, very much for watching. Thanks for your participation and support. Until the next one, ciao. remember, think safe, be safe.